It's NanaKaye here with NanaKayeDesigns.com and the Alternate Book Nook on Etsy. We are still working on the winter journal that I started back during the holidays. Carolyn Musings kit called Christmas Garden. Mine is winter. I'm calling mine Winter Garden because I am actually putting 3 holidays in this one journal. This is actually going to be a winter season journal for me. So I will have some Thanksgiving, some Christmas, and some Valentine's stuff in this particular journal to carry me through, or carry whoever gets the journal, if I decide to sell it, through a whole season instead of just a small portion of a season. What we're going to do today is going to just be simply decorating with what we have. You can't see all my stuff to the right. I've got a lot of stuff cut out over here to my left, I'm sorry. And I am going to be using portions of 2 kits. One, I will be using pocket elements from Carolyn Musings Winter Garden, some of her pocket elements, and I'll be using pocket elements also from Ink and Page's 12 Days of Wonder, which was also a holiday kit she had during December. So that's the 2 kits I'm working today, and it's a good possibility that I shout out to one more designer, which is Rach and Bella. I will probably be using some of her clip art. So just letting you know. I'm not sure if we're going to do a lot of Christmassy, if we're just going to kind of dress it down to just a winter vibe here. I will also be using pieces of this particular journal kit, which again is Carolyn Musings Christmas Garden Kit, and I'll be taking pages that I've already used pieces of, and I will be using some clip art from that to dress up these things. And so that's how I use a lot of my scraps up. I just take pieces that I had a misprint, like I had a misprint on this one, so I went ahead and cut this out, and I actually can make a beautiful tag for this book, for this, out of something like this. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I will pop in here and just start doing, and we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping I got some double-sided paper here so I can show you some of my little journal tricks. But anyway, let's get started. I think the first thing I want to do is, I like this. I'm not sure how she used this. This looks like a piece from Ink and Page's kit, 12 Days of Wonder. Let me clean off some of my mess. I left it from yesterday, just over here messy. But anyway, this looks like just a page insert to me. So I am first, before I do anything, going to go in and do something to the back, because I want to make this a flip out somewhere in my journal. And the reason I want to do this is, again, interactive. I like a little bit of variety of the size of pages. And so far, everything in my book is the same size. So we're going to use this to try to give it just some interest within the book. And this is a good thing about combining journaling with scrapbooking or different things. You could actually do little inserts like this. And like if you've been on a trip and that's what you want to journal about, then you've got these little inserts that you can actually clip photos and different things too. That's just an idea to let you know that you can always take your journal and end up using it also as a little, a combination scrapbook, memory album, whatever you want to call it. All right, so let's find a background for this. And like I say, I've got lots of her backgrounds printed here. And there's one. I kind of like that one, but that's really busy. There's one I haven't used, and it's not all that busy. But there's one that's real subtle, and that may be what I want, something kind of subtle. Now, I do talk myself through a lot of this, guys, so you just have to bear with me on this. Let's see, what's the front look like? Because that's a little too busy for me. And that's already got polka dots on the front, so that's not going to work. So we'll go back to the one I originally looked at that I thought was subtle. There's another one. I like this one too. I like this one because it's just real simple, and I can add something to it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to glue up this piece here. And I got to grab one of my glue books. It's way over here. This is my book I use so I don't mess up my desk, because glue gets everywhere with me. Alright, so we're going to use my Yoo-Hoo stick and do the basic, just really get a good coating on it, and then I add, and my grandbaby's been using it. It's just got a little glitter in it, so overlook that. They're not going to hurt anything. My grandbaby does love to come over here and he calls himself creating himself. So he just takes glitter and just puts it all over pages. All right, there's the first step I take. And then just to give it a little extra protection, I add some of my regular glue to it. That's if it's not stopped up first thing this morning, and it is. I hope my lighting's good for you guys today. I haven't got any extra lighting on, and I am actually trying to avoid, I guess I need to go up some so you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to avoid that glare. See, I'm not well, I am a professional, but I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional videographer, and I don't have the lighting that a lot of people have. I guess if I ever get monetized, I will eventually buy up lighting. My husband did buy me a round light for the holidays, but I haven't really even had a lot of time to look at it. It looks like to me it's a light that you use your phone with, and I don't use my phone to video. I use a webcam. So I guess that's the next step I need to do, is learn how to use my phone, because my phone really does do beautiful videos. Alright, so we glued that on to this sheet, and of course you guys know the next step is to cut it out. I hope you guys will like and share my videos. I hope that if you are in other groups that allow sharing, that you will share some of my videos if you find them interesting, and help me boost my monetization. I really would like to retire from my other job. That's my heart's desire. I got really bad news this past week, and I am in the final stages of liver failure. And now it's non-reversible, so here we go. I think that might explain a lot of why I've been so sick, but I would like to retire from my other job so that I can just sit home and do this and not have to worry so much about finances. That would be really nice, but I guess everybody in the United States right now is worried about finances, especially if you're on Social Security. You're thinking, what's going to happen? Well, who knows? You know what? Let the good Lord above handle that. I'm not going to stress over it. Alright, so I'm just going to edge it. Now, the thing about this is, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and get this fold back like it was. Make sure that this glue is drying good. Get my fold back down. Second I tried to fold, it kind of crinkled a little, so be aware that that does happen sometimes. Well, I say sometimes, pretty near most of the time that can happen. The next thing is to decide if I want to wrap this over a page, within a page like this. The next thing I want to do is decide if I want to let it go in like this, completely around this page, like this, because I can always find something to put there, or if I want to put it down like this. And I'm going to tell you my thought based on my experience. Again, I always have issues if I put too much stuff within an inch of this spine. I have too much bulk to sew this in. It looks really bad. It makes the whole thing bulk out. If I keep everything within this area of my pages, I do have alligator mouth on it somewhat, but it does, once you get it into the journal, you're able to get it in and space out your spine of your journal enough that you can eliminate the look of the alligator mouth by the way you sew it in. So I try to stay about an inch, at least a half inch, but mostly an inch away. So what I'm thinking on this one is I want to go closer to that edge, and in doing this we're going to think about how we're going to decorate this edge, because we are actually, well, it's not going to cover, because when you flip it up you're going to see the stitches, but actually I do want to go closer to that edge, and I really want to decorate something on this edge so it'll come out a little more. So that's my first thing I did, was give me a thought about where I'm going to put it, and you can put it on this side. So you need to also decide which side of the book you're going to put it on so that you can decorate it accordingly. Okay, so that's my first decision. So I'm going on this side, so I'm going to open this way, and I do want an outer edge of some sort. Now, I saw the cutest thing earlier this year, where you actually took a piece of paper, folded it, and you could slide it onto this with it decorated. So we're going to do that. That's going to be my first project. Let me look at what I've got in. I don't have double-sided. I don't think you don't have to worry about it being double-sided, because you're going to glue it down. So I'm going to take a very neutral paper that I have from another kit, possibly. All right, this is my neutral. This is a very neutral lace paper, so you can do anything with it. And I am going to measure to start with, and I may cut it down, guys, but I'm going to measure to start with 2 inches off. I'm going to see how that looks, because this is a smaller version of what I learned how to do. So we're going to do this. And I am going to give this a Christmassy theme, because, like I say, this is a combinational journal. I think I'm going to do a Christmas theme on this edger. And this is an add-on edger here. Alright, so I want to look at this and see how much it's going to stick out. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold it halfway at the 1 inch mark. Okay, so there's my middle mark right there. I'm going to fold it down the middle first. Okay, and see how much it's going to stick out, guys. This is, again, it's planning. I didn't pre-plan this video. This is me actually just walking over to my shop, deciding I want to work on my journal, and going to it. Okay, so what will happen, I'm going to decorate this like a strip. Oh, let's see, what do they call them? I can't think of them. Snippets. They call them snippets. Well, I'm just making a miniature snippet. It's just, and it's going to slide on to this journal like so. And I think 2 inches is what I'm going to go with, my base. So, no, we're not gluing this down yet, so don't get ahead of me and glue this down. If you're following along, don't glue it down. Just cut it off. Doesn't have to be perfect, because this is just going to be added on to that strip. Something can be added on both sides of the strip. All right, my next step is I need to find some lace, possibly. And for me, the last one I done, unfortunately, had too much, it was too bulky. I'm going to look up here and see if I got any of my cut lace. And I don't, I'm going to pull out some of my stuff. See what I've got. I don't have any cut lace there. I might have a piece or two on the bottom. And whatever I pull out, I got to make sure I got 2 pieces of. I don't have any there. I don't know where my cut lace is. So give me just a second. I got to find my cut lace. Or some flat lace. So give me just a second. Let me find some cut lace. Okay, guys. I found a flat piece of lace. This won't add a lot of bulk. And I've got lots of it. And the other thing is, it will actually, I want it to go this way. Because I've got to keep remembering this is the edge that's going to go out. And I want it to stick out of my book just a little bit. But it looks like I actually can wrap this lace around and glue both sides of it. So I'm going to cut a piece the size I need, and then we'll get the wrapping done and trim it from there. The only thing about the lace, this lace, is it's not folding exact on both sides, so we may have to trim it down and just do something different. But we're gonna go with it. And unfortunately, I don't have my fabric scissors in here. And the other ones have cut too much paper to cut fabric. There we go. That did it. Alright, so let's lay this down here. We're going to put a piece here. And we are going to have to cut it in half. You can't wrap it because I can't close my closure. So we're going to go right down the middle of this one and cut it. But this is what we're going to use on both sides. See if I can get down the middle without making a big mess here. And these aren't the best scissors either. I do not know where my fabric scissors are, which bugs me a little bit, but that's okay. In my household, unfortunately, my family, I love my family, but my family Can't come over here a lot of times and just take stuff out and bring it back. I'll be cleaning my house and find something and that my husband's borrowed and didn't care back. And so after years and years of it, I've just learned to deal with it. All right, so I'm going to really, really try to scrap my paper, get it as flat as I can. I'm going to flip it over and break this fiber a little bit of the paper. So hopefully I can get a really good flat fold here. Not that it matters because I'm probably going to glue this paste to the edge when I get it. All right, I'm going to put that right about there. Let it stick out. I'm going to get my tacky glue because my Fabri-Tac is not being very nice right now. And every time I do a video, I think, okay, I need to order Fabri-Tac. And I keep forgetting to do it. But I'm going to pull this one from the back and see if it's, oh yeah, this one's loose. I do have one Fabri-Tac that's not messed up. Let's just see if we can get it to come out the tube. And you can use hot glue if you want, but I do find that for fabric, the Fabri-Tac is the better one to use. And I really want this piece glued down tight. Like I say, the last one I done was a little bulky, and I really want to eliminate my bulk. But I do want this to stick out just a little beyond my base here. Okay, and that looks nice. And on the other side, I'm going to do the same thing again. It doesn't necessarily have to line up. Doesn't really matter. At least not to me. That's a preference you can do. But I do like having a little bit of lace on it. This Fabri-Tac stinks. It's got a strong smell. All right, we're going to lay that one there and not let it go out any further than the other one does, hopefully. So we're going to let that dry. We got both sides done now, so that's going to, let's just put it over, let's let you see where we are so far. That's going to actually fit. Get my base open. It will actually wrap around this when we're finished with it. And when it goes in the book, it'll stick out just a tiny bit. We're going to let it protrude. All right, so lay this back aside. Let's work on this. Fabri-Tac, put up. All right, that's that. Now let's grab the clip art and let's start designing our snippet. A single page snippet is what this is. All right, so I'm going to start with this clip art here. And I'm trying to think, I think this is Rach and Bella's clip art right here. I think this is Ink and Pages. This is Ink and Pages clip art right here. And I should have a little bit of, I don't know who this is. I think it's a combination of both. And I should have a little bit of clip art from the actual kit, but I don't see it right at hand. And I'm not going to sit here and dig through all this stuff and bore you guys to death while I am always hunting for something. So, we'll let it go right this minute. Okay, so anyway, there's my clip art that I'm going to pull from and make my snippet. Okay, let's see. I really like this snowman, and I may put him central, since it is a winter book. I may put him central to the design, and I don't want it to stick out too much further than the lace. So I may trim it down. I really don't. That's my preference, guys. Your preference is your preference, but my preference is that it doesn't stick out that much farther than my lace. Okay, so I trim that off. There we go. I'm quite happy with that. Might want to trim around that a little more. That little piece jutting just didn't look quite right to me. And there again, that's what you do. You just kind of take your eye and figure out what your eye is seeing. So he's going to go in the center here. Put him down. Okay. Right in the center, like my happy little snowman. I'm going to offset him just a little bit that way. All right. Okay, next, I think I want maybe a stamp of some kind. Like I told y'all the other day, I used Fisher mini pinkers to get my stamps to look like little stamps. Okay, that's a mighty big piece. And I don't want anything quite that big. Okay. I do have smaller stamps in here, so I'm going to look. It's a matter of digging them out and pulling them and see what I got. Okay. Oh, I like that one, but I don't want too sandy. I don't want that one. It's too, oh, I like this one. I like that snippet there. And then maybe a long ticket. Okay, I like that one. And then maybe a ticket here. Okay, that's my next two pieces, okay? I made my decision. I'm going to take and glue it. Get my glue on that back side, so we'll stick to that. And that's what's going there. And yes, I'm covering up the word Christmas because, again, it can be used in either way. So we're going to just kind of take that out. It still says season's greetings or something like that. Okay, there's that. Guys, these little snippets are so fun to do. It's something you could sit and do a mask. You could do mask make with these snippets. Alright, let's see where I got a cute little tag here, and even though it says Christmas, oh, it's sticking out too far, probably. Yeah, that's sticking out too far, but it's cute. Let's see what we got in some smaller stuff. I like the snowman. You know, since we're going with the snowman theme, I kind of like him right there. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, that's just cute as it can be. Little him. Then we got to go to the top and put some more. I like him there. Again, this is just a single page snippet, guys, is what I'm calling it. Well, really, it's a wrap over, so I don't know. I can't remember what they called it when I saw it, and I did get the idea on one of the challenges from the Christmas holidays, so just be aware of that. This is not my design. This is something I got from one of the challenges. Okay, I like the little deer right there. I'm not going to glue him down yet because he needs something like a ticket or something behind him. It looks like all my tickets are going up and down instead of sideways. Okay, kind of like that advertising ticket or stamp. Yep, there's that set. So I'm going to grab them together. I'm going to go ahead and glue this side so it will glue to the stamp in the same position that I had it, or close, and then I can glue both pieces. This is just how I work, guys. I hope it's not too boring, but this is my technique. I'm going to lift the snowman up just a little, slide the reindeer in there. Don't want too much sticking out. His ear's sticking a little, but that's good for me. So there's that part of the snippet. And I wonder if I've got any. It's just small. We don't want great big. I don't want anything great big. Nothing great big. That truck's too big. She's cute, but she's too big. I really want something simple at that top. I like this round. I like this round. But I don't want to take too much away from that one. And that's going to cover. Well, that's kind of cute, but that sticks out too far. Next size down. If I got any round ones, it's not quite that big. Oh, I like the puppies. I like the puppies. All right, that's cute to me. I'm going with that. That finishes one side of my snippet. Okay, guys, there it is. That's side one. Let's move along. This time I need to go in and kind of glue his ear down a little. Just get him in place. They'll stay. Okay. Alright, so that's side one of my snippet right there. Alright, we're going to trim off the lace, and you can't even really see the lace, can you? That's okay. I like it still. Alright, now let me get back here and trim out this lace. Okay, this ragged edge is what I'm trying to get rid of. We don't mind the lacy part showing, but this ragged edge here of the netting, I do want to kind of trim out a little. But I really got to go get some better scissors. Now you guys see why if you got somebody else you work with and they tell you don't buy them off fabric scissors, if you're rather a quilter or somebody does sew, and you see now why they say don't bother my fabric scissors, because this is what happens. So that you cannot cut anything if it's been cutting paper. Paper is wood. You got to remember that paper is wood, and it's very, very strong, and it will destroy. But you know, I do have a scissor sharpener somewhere around here, and I'll find it and sharpen them up a little bit. I'm sorry, I just keep rambling on, don't I? Okay, so I trimmed that excess off. It looks good to me. I'm happy with it. I hope you guys like that first side we've done. It's right cute. And we can always come in and put something else on this side. It's not an issue. And they can put another piece of lace. Something that's a little more bulky but not as bad. I might pull one out and show you what I got, which I've got so much lace. It's not funny. I've already used this lace right here in one of my pieces. But you can, if you wanted to, and we'll decide right before we finish, you can put a piece of lace down this side that will pull out this way. We'll think about it. I'm going to lay this lace aside and let that know that's on mine. Okay, let's go get the other side done. All right, remember we're coming this way, so it's going to flip this way, so everything needs to go up that way. And what do we have that is not extremely Christmassy, but is still wintry? Probably everything in here. Everything in here. He is absolutely too large. He is okay. That's okay, perfectly. I made in the top with that one. I probably wouldn't mind having another snowman, but he's too big. So these two are out of the question, but he's in the running. This heart's in the running. The little gingerbread guy is in the running. The smaller mouse is fine. The deer's too large. Already got one. I like this angel better. For the top, she's larger. No, I like that one. I'm sorry. This again, guys, is what I do. It's just kind of a matter of seeing what I have in my clip art availability. I've almost got enough pieces. I like this one. I always kind of like a label or something in the center. Now that's just me. So you know, I'm strange that way. I like the star, but it's too large. And this is how you do it. You just kind of decide. This is too cute, but maybe I don't want to give. All right, let me go back to the tickets. This is something I might need one or two of. Got the basics and the little fillers in between, and maybe a ticket or two. Maybe a ticket right there. And let's see if I got another one. Maybe a stamp. Maybe a stamp right there. Or a stamp right under here. Alright, I got a few pieces. Let's rework them and see if we can fit them in. Okay, we may not use them all, but there at least gives me some clip art that I want to use. On the other side. Alright, let's start with I always start in the center. That's just me. I start in the center, especially if I got a label design. You see how far this ticket's on the end. You gotta remember, this is your outside edge here this time. When you flip it over, this is the outside edge. So this is the edge you don't want stuff sticking way over in. So that's what you gotta remember when you're placing. And my ticket's just below the middle on this side, so about there. Okay, we're gonna go right about there. Make my glue a little heavy. So we'll stick to this lace. Oh, excuse me, throwing up glue. Okay, stick it a little more this way now, because this is your outside edge. And then I had a ticket I wanted to go somewhere along in here, similar to the other side. I have to get that. Well, I do, yeah, because you're not going to see that. All right, so go with my ticket. And I can even go this way with it this time. Okay, so there's my ticket. Don't worry about this white showing here, guys, because it's not going to show when you wrap it around the book. I'm going to go see what my two stamps look like. Kind of asymmetrical. What do y'all think? A little asymmetrical, even though the lace still showing right there. That's okay. That doesn't bother me. Okay. I may make this a short video today. This may be the only project I do. Well, I'm only 30 minutes. It's not so horribly long. And by the time we wrap it around and then start decorating the other pages, we'll be all right. Now after we do this, we've got to decide what we're going to do as far as the base design on this wraparound. The angel at the top, so what's going to go in between the angel? I do love the heart. I like the heart sitting cat-a-corner like that. And this is so big, it will cover almost all the stamp. I can use the ginger red and cut off the top like so. Watch this. This is how you use something that's too tall. Still want it. Perfect. So let's go ahead and get him in place. Him. Okay. Alright, next I want to get my heart on, and I want it cat-a-cornered like so, and I want it straight up. I'm going to just kind of make it asymmetrical like so. Let me see, I see excess lace that I'm not going to want, so I'm going to try to trim that a little bit off. This is getting on the nerves now, these bad scissors. I have got to go find my scissors. I don't know why I didn't trim this off while ago. I knew you didn't want to love that. Alright, there you go. That snipped it out a little bit. And it is a snippet, guys. It's not got to be absolutely perfect. This is the side I'm working on right here. And last but not least, our little angel is going to go. I'll tuck her just behind the heart a little. Didn't mean for my heart to become a major focal point, but it is. That's okay. Stuff like that happens. Get her down. All right, I think our wrap over snippet is done. Alright, so here's how this is going to work. This is going to actually get glued onto this. Alright, let's go find a page. Just simply so you can see it at least. And we're actually going to paste it onto a page like this. So I want to make sure the snippet is glued down with it sticking out just a little bit. I don't want it sticking out too much. I don't think I'm going to let it stick out at all. I think it's going to just be a surprise when you get there. Well, I can stick it this way. Okay, I'm going to actually pop the snippet onto the insert. Well, this is the insert, what I call the insert background. All right, and then we're going to go ahead and glue this down. And guys, you can do lots and lots of these. And for us today, this one did not turn out too horribly thick. And I'm going to leave a little bit of edge there in case I want to stick a piece of lace under. I'm going to leave some edge. That's in case. I'm not sure that I will do anything else to this. And that's going to stick above, it's not going to stick above anything. It looks fine. Okay, everything looks fine. I may have to do a little bit of something to that, because I do have a little bit of white showing and I hadn't anticipated. So probably a piece of lace or something goes there, but I'm not worried about it. But there that is. That's the first part of our insert, going there. Now, let's put our clip up back up so we won't lose it, because we may need it for something else before this book is over with. And now we have to decide what we're going to do on the inside here. And it's probably going to be a pocket. And I have cut out a bunch of pockets. So let's look at what we've got, see how big they are, and see what we can work with without having to mess up my snippet. And I got a feeling they're all too big. But we could go with a tag pocket, which is this. Let me fold this and see what I got to do the background, guys, but let's look at a tag pocket. This again is from NanaKaye. I have seen Bella do these also, so who the original artist was, I do not know whether it was NanaKaye or Bella who originally done this type of pocket tag, but anyway, I will give credit to both of them and tell you there is videos that they've done on it. So you see, I told you I wanted to save some space. Well, this is where that would come in at. I got a pocket there, I've got the tag there. When I get the background done, I don't need this bottom part of this tag because I don't need it to flip up. I don't want it to flip up, so I'm going to cut this off. I don't need that part. Okay. And there's my pocket, and I'm going to tuck something in there, and that side will be done. So let's go find a background. That's kind of solid. Let's look at this background here. And this one's kind of detailed. No, not clipping in. I'm wanting to have some pretty some of the highlights of her page. There you go. I like that. Okay, this is the one we're going to put on. Guys, give me just a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I had to take a little break there. I'm going to put this on this one right here. That's going to be my pocket for this. So we'll trim it down once I get it put on. Now, when you printed your, if you got the NanaKaye kit with these tags, you can print your tag double-sided. In other words, when you 8.5 by 11, what this comes on, just print the back side with just a solid of some kind. So that would save you this step at least. When you're actually trying to put the pockets together, you wouldn't have to go this step. But I didn't think that far ahead when I was printing, and then a lot of stuff I was printing didn't need to be double-sided, so I just didn't realize that when I printed this. Okay? But it's no big deal. You can do it that way, or you can do it just exactly the way I'm doing it. Okay, so now that's ready. Got a pocket. Let's get back out and trim it. Trim it back out. And this is just going to be a flat back tag inside of the book, inside this insert, on top of this insert, which will be then inserted into the book, or into one of the journals. Not journals, signatures, I'm sorry. I'm all tongue-tied this morning. Alright, now we got that, so now we're going to glue the pocket down, so let's kind of work on it, make sure we've got it nice and even. And it doesn't want to fold properly, so I'm going to try to refold. And that's the good thing about paper. You can manipulate. If the folds are a little tiny bit off, you can manipulate this paper to do what you want it to do. And I'm seeing right there a little, but I'm going to glue it down first. I just need to glue it here and here. And then what we're going, well, I didn't really have to glue it there, did I? But that's okay. We got it glued. It's nice and done. I don't know if I can pull that back off. Don't need it glued there. That'll take away some of the space in my pocket, and I don't want to do that. We're going to put it there and there. Make sure this bottom is where it's supposed to be. And I'm going to cut off just a tiny bit. It didn't look right there. Just a sliver, as you see, just a slither. Had to come off. Now, what we have is a beautiful tag with a pocket. And we're going to decorate both of those. And this will actually fit right here, because when this is not going to be, wait a minute, I messed this up, guys. It should have been being this way. No, it can go on a page. Alright, I'm good. Lord, about thinking I just messed up, but I haven't. Sometimes that's where your brain messes with you. My brain just did a big one. Alright, so there we go there. That is really cute. And I'm going to do two-face thing here. I kind of think I'm going to do something else. I think I'm going to cut the tag look off of it and just make it a double pocket. Now, I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and cut the top off this tag like so. Okay, cut the tag off like that. Go back in, and I'm going to put it right there, look at it. And what I'm going to do is bring it closer to this bottom, and I'm going to actually leave this open for another pocket. So I'm only going to glue 3 sides, which will be here. Am I in video? No. Let me get inside the video. I got to adjust my video. Let me get inside here, here, and here. Then I can put another tag in there if I want. It have to be a thinner tag, but we'll put another tag in. I'm going to slip it just a tiny bit underneath there into the bottom. Don't want to take up a lot of that. You can come a lot this way. Don't want much under there. Okay. Make sure it's straight, because I'm trying to let this glue down. A good guy would be those polka dots right there. It dries, and I'll press down. So now I'm going to have a pocket right there. I'm actually probably going to put another tag there and some journaling cards right here. So let's go ahead and find those. We'll at least get side 1 of this done on this video. That's what I'm after. At least get side 1 done. So let's grab the packet that has tags in it. I don't know what this one is. I'm going to reach in and grab because I got extra. There's my the part that I was looking for, this particular kit. Alright, I need a journal card for this one. And I want something semi-neutral. So there's one. There's a tall one. I like both of those. So we're going to go with those 2 for that. And then we need to find the tags for this kit. That's Rach and Bella's tags. We don't want to use those in this one, I don't think. But I know I got tags for this kit. But so much stuff for this kit. So there this is. Well, this is ink and page, but I'm sure there'll be something in here I can use. I like this one. Okay, let's let that be a possibility. This one's probably too big. It is way too big. I like it, but it's way too big. Okay, small tag, but it's got to be taller than that. This is the hardest part right here. I like this one. Alright, this is the tag. Well, from that one to that one. That's real neutral. Let's go with that. Alright, so we're going to look at the tag. We need to tack off a little bit off each edge. And that's not unusual. So I'll line it up, going a little bit over this. You can't see that, can you? I might adjust this camera. Okay, I'm going to go just a little bit over this cut line right here, so I can cut that much off. This is 8-inch mark, so I'm going to go right there. I'm going to slice this off. Do that. Do the same thing to the other side. I'm going to go just a little bit over by my line, which is my line we'll work with right here. Go get a little bit over, line it up across this bottom so you got a straight edge. And this way to keep both sides of the tag hopefully in the right order. Hopefully each of these edges will match up. We'll know in just a minute. Oh, that was not a good move. Don't slide on me, ruler. Okay, let's see if I need to cut that. Alright, so it looks like both edges are not yet about the same. Okay, we're good there, that's all. Now I want to take this one and I want to put a back on it. And when I say back, I'm talking a back with for writing space. You guys, if you watch my videos much, you know that I do a lot of backs with writing spaces, especially tags. So we're going to glue this down. This has got a double-sided. We're going to glue this one down all the way, flat as you can get it. I'm trying to keep things kind of flat in this book for the rest of the way. We're working on the first signature, and it's getting a little bit chunky. That's okay. When we get it into the journal, it won't be that noticeable how chunky it is. Well, it will be, but I mean, it won't look like an alligator mouth when we get through with it. It takes a little bit of operation here. Okay, let's make sure we're edging this off on the edge there. Maybe it wasn't straight, but that's okay. We're going to redo it. Alright, press it down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a fold here on this piece. If you guys have watched me before, this is what you do. You don't want the folded edge to come out beyond the tag, but you want it as close as you can get it. Make sure you stay lined up at the bottom. And a good way to tell if you're correct is watch these lines. They're matching up across here. Okay, so there's the first. So now it'll open up, and I'm going to do one more fold, and I'm going to get a tri-fold journaling spot here. This is a technique I use a lot, and I learned this one from Katie Maurer. And I miss her. She hasn't been on in a while. She's raising 2 little kids, and you know, she just don't have a lot of time. Her mother's Catherine Maurer, who does still have a place. But I learned a lot of these journaling techniques from Katie, and I'm going to continue to give her credit because she is the one I learned a lot about adding my journaling spots and making my journal very versatile and useful. This just gives you a lot of space, and I'm going to cut it off and let you see. This gives you a lot of space to journal, and it doesn't add major bulk. Now, if you did 20 or 30 of these, yeah, you get some bulk in your book, but just doing it every now and then, it's not going to hurt anything. But when they open the journal, or look at the back of the journal card, this is what they get: a nice writing space on both sides. Okay, and then me, of course, I come in with a few decorations on each side, so I do that. Alright, now, I'm telling you one more trick. If you are going to add a hole here and ribbon, you are going to want to cut this off some. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. I think I am going to add, I haven't added any ribbon in here, so I think I am going to punch a hole. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my hole puncher and punch my hole, so that I know where I need to cut my journal. And I'm going to tell you why I'm cutting, because you got 2 options here. You can either put the ribbon, open this up and put your ribbon right here, and when you close up you're not going to see the ribbon, or you can take this now and just trim it right here on this line, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to take it and I'm going to trim just under the hole punch. Okay? So I'm going to trim that much off of my card. And so what happens now is when you open, you got your writing spot, but you can still put your ribbon in right there. I hope that made sense. You'll see me do this quite often. All right, so the next step, I am going to punch my corners. You know, I like to round off my cards. All right, so there's that one. Let me go find a little put it behind me. Yeah, you guys are aware of my ribbon thing, I hope, that I told show you. I got in one video. It was my January 1st or 2nd video that showed you how I arranged my ribbons. So if you want to know why I'm turning around like this, this is it. But I'm not finding the real thin one that I want, so I'm going to have to make do with something else, it looks like. I don't want to use baker's twine. That's not pretty enough for this journal. Well, that's a really pretty thin piece. That's why I was looking something kind of thin. I don't want a really thick piece of ribbon on this card. So we're going to pull off about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. I don't need that much. 7's fine. We'll go with 7. Okay. Go in here. And we're just going to make a simple little ribbon. Nothing fancy, just something simple. Okay. Now I could leave it like that. Hang a dangle from it or something like that. Or I can actually make a bow. Which, guys, I'm not great at bows on video. I can stand off here to the side and tie a bow. This is pretty as it could be, but when I'm on this video, for some reason, my hands don't want to do what they're supposed to do. So let's try it. You guys watching. Okay, there we go. Not the best bow in the world, but I have to pull this way again and then tighten again. Oh, there's my bow. Come off my edge. Now what I'll do with this is I will come in at the end and I will actually put little pieces of glue on each end of that. This one's a little long, so let's pull it again. And the other thing I do, if a bow is what I'm going to be stuck with or what I want to stay with, this is just me, I lay it flat like this and I stick my glue up under the knot and do a little gluing. Okay, and then I pull the knot again. I pull it tight again. Just one more time. Slide it to get them the same size. And then if the piece is hanging off, but one's longer than the other, you can always trim it a little. Okay, so there's a little bow. All right, and that's going to slide in this pocket. Hopefully we trimmed it enough. So if it doesn't work the first time, y'all know this little secret too. Take your ruler, slide it in, and what you're doing is just kind of stretching the paper a little. That's why we're called paper shapers, because we manipulate paper. Okay? All right, so there we go. Let's see if we're going to have to cut it off anymore. If we do, it's too bad. It's not a good thing if I have to cut it off anymore. And the other thing is it's just going in hard and tight. I'm going to manipulate it one more time, guys, because I'm not liking how slow it's going in. We're going to pull some of this glue off the side like this. Even if I have to open it up and re-glue it. But I got to get this side, and it's lower down, but it's giving me the trouble. It works fine at the top, but let's see if we got it this time. I want it to go in and out, and there we go. We got it in that time with ease. All right, so there's that. All right, that's the first side of our insert page, and I'm going to stop the video at that because it's nearly an hour. And I'm going to show you where it will go. You can go right here. One of the, excuse me, it's going to go on this side. It's going to go right there. We're going to put it right there, and this will get glued down like so. And this will flip out. We're going to decorate this side, and then we'll decorate something in here to hide this flap. But this is what the next video, we'll finish up this one and maybe do one other small project. I hope you enjoyed that. What we went over today was a pocket tag cut down and made 2 pockets out of it. Ink and page. 12 Days of Christmas, or 12 Days of Winter Wonder Kit. Ink and Page, 12 Days of Winter Wonder Kit. We'll use some of her graphics. Carolyn Musings, Christmas Garden Journal Kit, along with some of her clip art graphics and things. And Rach and Bella, I used a couple of her clip art. So there's the 3 artists that we're featuring today. Of course, NanaKaye designs we're featuring always. So that was it today. So I will be back later today to do a video for tomorrow, or I'll be back tomorrow. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Well, it's starting to rain, but it's still beautiful to me. You guys have a blessed day. Pray for NanaKaye and our family as I go through this treacherous new health issue. But you know what? We're just going to ignore it and keep going. And I hope you've enjoyed what you saw today, and I want you to come back again soon. Bye-bye.